youth and families through our center a number of different ways. They are brought in by police officers if they have been arrested on an offense. Parents are able to do a walk-in, which means that they can just come in for assistance if they're having trouble with their child on unruly behavior. The assistant juvenile prosecutor, police can also cite and release youth, which means those reports go to the assistant prosecutor. She then will take the complaint form and police report and send it to me, and we will open that case for diversion services, and we begin working with that youth and family immediately upon receiving that. We can also receive referrals from the schools for school truancy. And I'll show you how where we work with kids when we do the school truancy piece. So that's how we receive our youth through our center, basically. The courts can also refer youth down here after a court hearing. If it's a misdemeanor offense, they may refer them back to the Resource Center for assistance in setting up any necessary services as well. So, but I'll explain and walk through the process of what it is like when an officer brings a youth in. So they will come through the front door here. They stop at the counter. They are greeted by a diversion specialist that is always sitting at the front counter. Upon entrance, we will separate the youth and the officer. The diversion specialist will bring the youth back this way. The officer will stay at the front counter, where a second diversion specialist will come up and assist the officer in getting the complaint form filled out and getting all necessary information that we may need to know that happened en route to us. The youth is screened here, temperature check. Once we bring them through, they come into our intake room. Once in the intake room, we begin the intake process. The intake process takes approximately an hour and a half. During that intake process, we do a bunch of different screening tools. We are assessing for any mental health needs, any substance abuse needs, looking for any type of trauma that the youth may have, and then making appropriate referrals based on those, based off of the screens that are completed. When the youth is brought in, there is a staff member that will contact the parent or guardian. The parent and guardian also comes in and has paperwork that they need to fill out as well. If the youth needs to attend court the next day, the parents and youth are provided with all of that information, as well as what the process is going to look like from this day forward for them. So this is the intake area. We are also able to, if a parent can't pick them up right away and they need to maybe stay with us until mom or dad get off of work, we can have the youth, if they're tired, we have a cot here that they could take a nap until the parents arrive. We also have some tables out in the open area where we do have chess and checkers, where while they're waiting for a parent to pick them up, the staff will engage with the youth until they're able to be processed. If we do have a youth that is a public safety threat that does have to go to detention, we do transport that youth to either Trumbull County Detention Center or Mahoning County Detention Center. We are able to have youth come down to complete schoolwork while being monitored by one of the diversion specialists. So we do have tables that are set up here for them for that purpose. The community achievement team are in these offices. If a youth is charged with a felony offense, they will be referred to one of the team members down here, and one of the community advisors will work with that youth pending their pretrial hearing. This is where the other diversion specialists will, we always have one at the front desk. The rest of them are back here. They each have their own desk, making phone calls, logging notes, making those contacts with the families. We also have a full-time community service coordinator who takes the kids out into the community. Bunch of different projects that they're working on, a community garden that we have going on out front as well. So we like to keep them active. Our back conference rooms, this is where we also run our groups. Currently, we have Boys Council that we are running in person, and we are also running a girls circle that's in person. And those type of groups help build youth self-esteem. The facilitator is one of our staff who are trained and act as a mentor to those kids. If we have families that come down that don't have access to the internet, have some type of connection problems where they can't log in for a hearing, we bring them into this room and we are able to log them in to their court hearing right from this room as well.